Hello viewers, it's Super GT here, and I am back at long last with some gameplay of A-Class around circuits of the Americas. Now I'm going to let everyone go past. To make this interesting, I'm going to start 23rd out of 23, almost a full lobby. So we're going to do some straight up A-Class gameplay and crashing, it seems, around turn 1. And it's not usual that I do just one race. This is just going to be a one race video. I normally do 2 races, but we are going to do just one full race today. It was quite a good one, and that guy's going to get smashed into the wall, and I get collected by him. But thankfully, stay pointing forwards, and I can continue going around the outside of this guy. Now, this Alfa Romeo, I downloaded a couple of cars in each class to test out some new ones. Now, this one, of course, the Alfa Romeo 4C, turned out to be very good as those guys go clattering into each other, and I'm through into 13th. Now the tune is by Shearer 9X. I will put the name in the description if you would like to get it as well. Up the inside of 12th place into the hairpin, and I'm through. He's squeezing me narrow, but I'm going to give him space on the outside. So I'm through there into 12th. But down the long straight now behind a mono. Hopefully we can get in the slipstream here and try to get another position. So we do have quite a long race on our hands here, another 2.5 laps, and I get the momentum eventually, and then into the turn at the end of the straight, taking about 30 attempts to get my braking zone right, and thankfully I do in the end. The mono goes past briefly, but then back past into these 2 very tricky turns. Now this kind of shows the strength of this car. I can get on the throttle very early, and the car does not slide out at all. But this guy ahead here, he's using all sorts of witchcraft and magic. Oh my god, what is going on? And am I past him? Or where is he? He's trying to mask his true location to make it very hard for me to overtake. But I think I am past him now as we come through the long right-hander. Just 2 turns left on the lap now. Someone else is off of the circuit. He's going to rejoin, and I have to go very wide to let him back on, and then into the final turn in 9th position. That is not a bad lap given that we started 23rd. He's not going to give me much space to rejoin here, and just about get back on, and he really does want to make the most of that slipstream, putting him right behind. And as we go into turn 1, what is going to happen here is he's going to go for a move. I can just see his proximity arrow very faintly appear there, but he isn't quite close enough at this attempt. So this car, the Alfa Romeo 4C, tuned by Shearer 9X, is a very solid car. Now, the main thing I noticed about it, which is something I like in my cars, as yes, I do go forwards off the circuit there, but that's what happens when you're trying to push. You're going to make those kind of mistakes. But this car has very good drive out of the turns, very good traction, even with traction control off. You can have the confidence to hit that throttle quite powerfully and early, and the car won't really slide around too much. So in that respect, it's very easy to drive. Going up the inside of the Caterham into 8th, looking up the inside of the Skyline with the Nissan R33, I believe, into the hairpin. Bit of contact on the way past, but we are through, and it looks like we have got a very large group ahead of us. So I'm in 7th at the moment. This might be from 2nd down to 6th place here, or 3rd down to 6th, as 1st and 2nd seem to be a long way ahead. Actually no, there's 5 cars here, so actually there's a back marker ahead, as you can see, the 23rd guy there. So for some reason he's found himself a lap down on lap 2. Don't know how the hell he's managed that, but he has, and he's driven very wide. Caterham kicking up a lot of smoke here, probably just lag. But then into the left-hander now, he's gone very wide. So that's going to be a free position up into my favourite position of 6th. And it's getting a bit chaotic at the back there. So it's going to give me a bit of breathing space. They're coming through the 180 degree right-hander. The Lancer is going to go a bit wide there. So I'm through on the exit. Don't gain a position from that. Someone has gone off there. I've gone a little bit too deep. Just going to lose a couple of seconds there, or maybe about a second. Going in too deep into the second to the last turn, and into the final turn. This guy ahead is going to get very drifty, and I almost collect the back of him, just managed to get to the side before moving into 5th position there. and up into 4th gear, and we have a quitter just ahead, so I've moved up into 4th now, so it's actually going to get very interesting. We can fight. Oh my god, he has just got totally obliterated from behind, and that sounds extremely rude. I'm not sure what he did wrong there, and what was that for, really don't know, but obviously some sort of bad blood between the two of them. Not sure what he did to deserve that, but that has given us 3rd place, and we are looking at the back of 2nd, who is looking like he's lapping fairly solidly, so hopefully, solidly I said there, hopefully you can understand that as I try to rush my speech, but we are approaching, let's say, the midway mark of the lap. So I like to say that when we get to this hairpin down the bottom of this hill, we are at the far end of the circuit and therefore about halfway around the lap. So we've got about half a lap now to catch up with this Audi, who seems to be lapping fairly decently. The gap behind has opened up somewhat, so don't really have to worry about that. Now we can stretch the legs of this Alfa down the straight. It does have very good straight line speed. So one thing I do like on my cars is good acceleration, which therefore leads to not necessarily good top speed, but you'll get there quicker. So you'll be spending a longer time at top speed. Once again, the brakes there. The brakes are good on the car, but I just didn't have a braking point, so I didn't know exactly where I was braking. It took me a couple of attempts to get that right. Well, I didn't even get it right on that lap, so no, I didn't get it right at all. So I don't know what I'm talking about. But I am slowly gaining on this guy. And it's going to be a very nail-biting finish to see if I can actually overhaul him into 2nd place. 1st place has gone absolutely miles away. It'll be interesting to see what car he is driving, because he is absolutely flying, not giving any of us a chance at all. We're going through into the penultimate turn. Is this guy going to make a big error, or am I going to have to settle for 3rd? Into the last turn now. I'll get a little bit closer on the brakes. As you can see, the brakes are very good on this car. And then out of the final turn. Is my car decent enough on the straight? I'm going to get in the slipstream. I am gaining now. It's going to be very close up to the line. Pull out of the slipstream at the last second, and it's not quite enough. Having to settle for 3rd place there. But that was a very pleasing race, and I think after all of the shenanigans on lap 1, it calmed down a little bit, apart from the guy who got totally wrecked at turn 1 at the start of lap 3. So just a quick bonus clip for you here. This is a good example of how to get overtaken, basically. Not the kind of thing you want in a racing game, to get overtaken, but there is a certain etiquette I would like to adhere to when getting overtaken. So that guy goes past me, fair enough. At this point here, I get a poor exit. This guy gets alongside there. Now I have to respect that, and therefore I give him at least a car width on the outside, and he is going to get the move done. But that is how you get overtaken fairly. If someone's alongside you, you just have to respect that space and then give them the room, and hopefully that will lead to less accidents. But that is going to bring a close to the video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed my karting videos as well, which I brought out earlier this week. So that is going to be all from me. Thank you very much for watching as always. Subscribe if you'd like to see more like this. Hit that like button, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.